Hello and welcome back to another episode of Real Talk, where every Tuesday we talk about something real with education, some sort of topic where we can debate one side or another. And this week we're talking about school uniforms. Should students wear them? Yes or no? Pros and cons? The whole shebang. Today we're just kind of debating on what we think as educators is appropriate and from our experience and talking about our experiences. So let's begin. Our first comment is coming from Senor S's Spanish Spot. And he's got a YouTube channel, so I'll have his channel linked down below if you want to go check out his channel. He's a newer teacher YouTuber as well. And he says, I think like everything, it has its pros and cons. Pro, for students that have self-esteem issues, uniforms can give them a sense of comfort as they don't have to worry about what they're wearing since everyone else is wearing the same. In addition, I think it lowers the chances of having issues in regards to not adhering to dress codes. Cons, it takes away from the student's ability to express their individualism through their clothing. Also, some families may not be able to afford buying the uniforms. Thank you for sharing. And I'm going to offer a quick comment on your comment. You are spot on with the not worrying about what other kids are wearing because you're all wearing the same thing. So the school that I taught at, when we had a very strict uniform policy, the clothes were very, very affordable, and parents were able to buy all their uniforms during open house. That way they could come, get their uniforms, they could buy as many as they needed, and it didn't seem to be an issue. But that was just my school, one specific instance. Next comment coming in from Michelle Formby. While the concept of utopian society where children are not bullied by their socioeconomic status is ideal, there are still telltale signs of status even when wearing uniforms. For example, children experiencing poverty will have to wear their uniforms to play outside because it's the only ones they have. This creates an unkempt appearance at school, and kids pick up on that. The way a person dresses their children, even in uniforms, will always vary from house to house. Instead of focusing on making all students the same, maybe we should focus on teaching children to treat all differences with respect. And so that is a wonderful point, and I completely agree that, yeah, we don't live in a society where kids don't make fun of one another, and the fact is that they do. And one thing that I've seen uniforms do is twofold, like you said. It puts everybody on the same playing field, except you made a very good point. Some of the students came in with dirty uniforms because that's the only clothes that they had. And yep, kids will always pick up on those little nuances and those little details that you might not think about. So in reality, no matter what you wear, no matter what type of dress code you have, the kids will always be able to pick up on the differences, such as an unkempt appearance. That's where it falls on us as educators to try to teach our students to treat everybody with respect and not care about that kind of stuff. Also, one thing that I did pick up on is one of the big things that students use to show their individuality with uniforms is their shoes. Some kid will come into school with fresh new Jordans on, and the other kid will come in with dirty old sneakers, right? So that's one other way that they will do it. So there's always a workaround, there's always a loophole. Kids will always find a way to be individualistic, and that's okay, but it can also still lead to problems. Having uniforms will not erase those problems is what I'm trying to say. The next comment's coming in from Deborah Paul, and she says, I think students should wear uniforms because I think it helps with the culture of the school if everyone is wearing spirit shirts or a shirt with the school's logo. So I'm gonna real quick speak on that point, Deborah. Like I said, I have my first teaching job. I taught at a school that had uniforms. They were only allowed to wear green polo shirts, and the polo shirts had the school logo on them. And you had to wear navy pants, green polo shirts with our school logo right here, and navy pants. Girls could wear skirts or jumpers, and then that was it. That was the way it was. That's all you could wear. You could also wear a navy or green or gray solid color cardigan over it if you so pleased. But that was it. That was strict, and personally, I adored it. I loved it, and here's why. I teach kindergarten, so kids don't really pick on other kids for their clothes as much. I'm sure it happens, but I never saw it. It creates an atmosphere of, this is important what we're doing. Everybody was dressed nice. You had your nice polo shirt, your nice pants, you had to wear a belt. Everybody was dressed nice. It created an atmosphere of, we mean business. When we're at school, we got a job to do. We're all uniform. We all have one voice, one band, one sound, one message, which was, we're gonna have a successful school year and we are going to do our very best. We had an amazing school year, and I'm just saying that the school environment and the culture of that school was absolutely incredible. It went from a school, literally, that there was fights every day in the hallway. The cops had to get called in. Teachers would quit in the middle of the year. Kids were disrespectful. And the next year, changed everything. Everybody wore uniforms. It completely changed around the school. There's a lot of other stuff we did to change around the school as well. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't just the uniforms. But having uniforms made a huge impact. It just does something when you have to be dressed for success, right? And everybody is dressed the same way. We're coming in, we're not worrying about anything else. We got work to do, we got a job to do. And that was my experience with uniforms. And I will tell you now, I work in a school with a uniform policy. It's much different. You can wear any color of shirt at all. It just can't have any logos on it. That's the only rule about shirts, no logos, unless it's a school logo. You can have, and you have to wear, and you wear pants. You can't wear jeans, but you can wear khakis, navies, anything like that. Girls can wear skirts, dresses, no shorts. But it's very, very much wide open. A wide variety of clothes is accepted. And it just doesn't have the same feel. This policy seems like it was more of a Band-Aid for, oh man, people are wearing explicit language on their shirts, and girls are wearing skirts that are too short, and we don't want boys sagging their pants. It seemed like it was a reaction to that, whereas the other uniform policy was proactive. Like, we're all going to wear the same thing. Everybody's looking uniform. We're all looking fresh. We're all ready to go. It's one band, one sound. We're all in this together. That was more proactive, and I liked that one more. And I believe that if our school I taught in now went to that approach, we would see some huge benefits. But that's not my call. So anyway, that's my experience with uniforms. Z Onyx, I believe that's how they pronounce their name. As someone who is in high school currently, I see many benefits of school uniforms, but I don't think they're necessary. I would rather simply wear the clothes I already have than buy new ones for school. Also, some schools' uniforms can be expensive, especially when it comes to buying multiple outfits. Yes, so this is coming from someone who's actually in high school, and yeah, I'm not gonna lie, high school, it would be very hard, especially if you're not in uniform, to just boom, switch to uniform. However, if I'm thinking of high school me, if I knew what I had to wear, I mean, I spent so much time trying to figure out what I was going to wear. To try, I wanted to be cool. I wanted to fit in. I was trying to impress the girls, So that took forever for me to pick out my outfit for the day. If I knew I had to wear this shirt and those pants, it would make it so much easier. But I understand that from a high school student's perspective, that can be very difficult to think about having to wear a uniform. Next comment comes from Buddy Zone, and they say, uniforms may help schools build a culture of school pride and commonality around goals, visions, and missions. School uniforms should not be punitive in nature. Schools should be mindful to include their community and school stakeholders in the decision to go uniforms. And she said that she posted a short video on her channel. I will link that video in the description below on this one, where she kind of said the same thing, if you want to go check it out. I completely agree. Her first sentence was kind of saying what I was saying, which was it builds a culture of commonality. And I really like that, but it shouldn't be punitive in the fact that kids shouldn't be getting in trouble if they come out of uniform. It just should be a real quick fix. When the first school I taught at, we just had extra uniforms laying around, and a kid needed one. They just went to the office and grabbed one real quick, and they just had to return it by the end of the day. Nobody got in trouble. It wasn't an issue. I think that's the right way to go about it. What do you think? What are your experiences? I am really interested to see, has anybody had any negative experiences with school uniforms? I believe that school uniforms can really affect the culture of a school, and I think when done correctly, you will see some pretty great growth and good results all across the board. So that's just my 2 cents. If you want to weigh in, make sure you comment down below. All right, don't forget to leave this video a like if you see fit, and I'll see you next time. Mr. Thain out.